What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're doing an educational commentary. We haven't done these in a while, but I'm bringing them back for you guys. Season 5 has been a tough season for a lot of people. It hasn't been for me. This is actually probably one of my best seasons in terms of win rate and KD. But that's only because I've been playing a little bit more serious lately, which in effect causes my win rate to go up. But this is a harder season because it's easier to get melted. It's easier to die. And especially if you're trying to do solo squads, it's much harder to be successful in solo squads. So we're going to start this off with a Tilted Tower drop. Tilted Tower isn't as poppin' as it used to be. There's a lot more drops that people go to now, but you can still find a lot of people that land here. I'm going to go ahead and land at this house. We're just going to play it slow and start off by getting some loot. And like I said, you always want to go and break the furniture inside the houses. I say this almost every commentary, but it's more important than you think. Like having that early like 100, 200 wood over somebody who probably has only like 20 or 30 because they didn't pick up anything is crucial in terms of getting out of early game. People always ask me about, you know, early game strategy. You know, you always die early game. You don't know what to do. It's harder to die when you're rocking at least 150 to 200 mats right off the bat. I heard somebody get sniped like right outside. I'm gonna go ahead and check this area. So if you're not doing this early game, then that's probably one of the reasons why you die. You might kill somebody, you get caught off guard, and then you don't have enough materials to really recover from a situation. Oh, I gotta put on my silent alerts. My bad.
I have 1200 plus.
Hold up. I'm sorry, I cut you off there. I will read your alert, but I have to put the silent ones on for the commentary. No chests underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and break out the back and drop down to the this area. Doesn't seem to be looted. Got ourselves some shields now. So they nerfed the drum gun and the regular SMG a little bit, but they very much still are top dog in terms of performance and medium to close range combat. Shotguns are not in the best state right now, but a lot of times shotguns are still mandatory to use to be at least carrying one. Right here, I'm going to switch this up a little bit, and I'm actually going to take these clingers because I want to show you guys some clinger strategy. If you've been watching some of the summer skirmish tournaments lately, you'll see just how important clingers are against good players. It's one of the best ways to kill good players. So in the summer skirmish, people were always holding on to these clingers and always using them when they were trying to finish off an opponent who was boxing themselves in. And there's a lot of different ways to go about it. So there's a guy behind me. I'm gonna go ahead and block this off just so I don't. There we go. Okay, I got the jump on this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock him down. So he when somebody's ramping over me like that, if I see them just ramping and they're pushing like very aggressively, they're not really oh, there's someone on top of me. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up, box this off. He just dropped over the top. I'm gonna go over the top of him right now, hold this high ground, finish him off. I think that ramp is fresh because it was wood and it just finished building, so there might be somebody else on top right now. I saw a ramp finish building. It could be his ramp, but yeah, no, it's not actually. So that's very important that I noticed that. So this guy has a scar. I'm gonna go ahead and push up a little bit on him. He's in a box right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these, and then I'm gonna go ahead and break this, and that automatically kills him. So what the clingers do in that situation is when you break the wall, they automatically explode. So both those clingers exploded for 100 damage, and he took 200 damage instantly right off the bat. If I had not broken the wall, the first clinger would have exploded, and then the second clinger would have hit him for 100. But it seems like he had shields, so that would have killed him. So I threw 2 clingers. I broke the wall quickly, and before he had any time to react, he died. Now, how do you counter this strategy? you have to be a fast editor, and you have to be ready to edit out of a box if you find yourself hit with a lot of clingers. Now, I only have one clinger left, but I'm gonna drop it for the shields. We get his scar as well. But you got to make sure when you're editing, you edit out from the side, not from the front. Because if you edit out from the front, so since by the way, since Tilted is still in play, I'm gonna put this over here, and then I'm gonna put a metal little pyramid on it, just so I know that it's still there in case I find somebody. Yeah, like if this guy hits me, I can go back and grab that. Going over the top of him. He's dropping underneath. I'm gonna edit down. Okay, so he's in a box. I'm gonna break this, put my own floor, hit him once. He hit it out the side. Just gonna. There we go. So I just sat down, waited for the shot, and I mean, I sat down with first shot accuracy, took my shot, and then I started shooting while crouched until I hit him. I knew he was weak. So unfortunately, my pump shotgun only did 17 damage when I opened up on him. So like I could have just killed him there, but I didn't. And as a result, I kind of missed out on having the launch pad, but that's okay. With the new buffs to pickaxe, by the way, it only takes 2 swings to break a floor. 2 swings, meaning if somebody puts a floor down or a roof on top of them, like I'm talking about like wood floors, but it also applies to brick and metal if you hit them early enough. But wood floors, even when it's fully built, it's just 1, 2. And you can replace the walls without wasting any ammo really quickly and then go for the shot. So some clingers over here, but I'm not going to use them. Matter of fact, actually, I will use them. I have a little more confidence in myself. I'm going to go ahead and grab this clinger, and I'm going to go grab the other one as well. So I'll have 4. And I hope I run into some people who box themselves in, so we can show this strategy. And the strategy actually works even better when you are facing when you're doing like duos or squads, because you can have somebody carrying the clingers, and if somebody's like replacing walls constantly while your teammates are shooting at them, all you have to do is throw a clinger at their wall while your teammates shoot, and you know, it'll automatically explode without any, like, they won't even have time to react. Unfortunately, there's 3 more minis up there, but I said I was gonna keep the clingers, so I'm gonna keep them. I said I'm gonna keep them. All right, so we have enough materials. Funny enough is that, like, in the regular game like this, I would look at my materials and I'd be like, oh, I have more than enough. But after playing in the summer skirmishes, this is actually not like a good amount of materials to have to finish out a game. You really need 2,000, borderline 3,000 materials to finish out a game properly. You use a lot more materials when you're going against really good players, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're looking to get into like scrims where basically a bunch of good players try to play against each other at the same time, or if you're, you know, invited to tournaments hosted by Epic, it's important to realize that the amount of materials I have right now would be considered like low mats, medium to low mats, unless we're talking like very late game. Like if we're in the final few circles and I have this much and there's like 5 or 6 people left, it's a respectable amount, but it's always preferred to have more than that, which is why I've been advocating actually for Epic to raise the amount of materials, not the amount of materials you can carry. If anything, they could lower the amount of materials you can carry from like 999 down to like 750, and then increase the gain for materials, like how fast you gain mats, increase material gain across the board. That way it's easier to top off your mats, but you also don't have like 3,000 mats to spam. You have a little bit less. I see somebody over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop down and take some shots. They're building up. Fortunately, I missed my shots, and that was really just my aim right there, because that was first shot accuracy. But at this distance, it's, you know, it's not the easiest shots to hit. So this guy's building a 1x1, and I'm gonna see if I can use my clingers here to try to like. So what I do right here, by the way, is I'm gonna bait him. I'm gonna start building up, and then he might start shooting at my walls to try to knock me down. And if he does, I can always pop off the side. But right here, I'm just gonna throw these in. So I took the risk there in terms of just going for the kill because I had high ground advantage and I had a really good angle to shoot him. He hit me a couple times back, and that's okay. My clingers unfortunately didn't kill him. I'm actually going to use 2 big shields here. I'll explain why. My clingers didn't kill him, but they forced him to run out. You're always force a reaction out of the clingers. They're not something that a player can just ignore. The reason why I use my 2 big shields is so I can save my mini, because I'm going to carry this chug jug. Reload my shots, my guns. All right, let's keep moving. So like I said earlier, sometimes when I see somebody who's like sitting in a box, you know, 1 by 1, or they're holding an angle and they're not really pushing at all, they're sitting there, I try to bait them into knocking down my ramps. So I build up to a point where I might take a little bit of fall damage if they knock me down, and then as soon as they start trying to knock me down, I start going for the shots. And it's basically a trade. Like you're knocking your opponent down. I mean, he might knock you down, you might take like a little bit of fall damage, but then at the end of the day, you do a lot more to them with the shots you return. So when somebody's shooting me like this, I just walk in, I'm putting ramps, and I'm protecting myself as I move closer. I'm not really building up. Okay, this guy's got rockets. I'm gonna build on top of him now. He's on top of me. I'm gonna put a pyramid. Trap him. No, I didn't trap him. Building up. I'm now over the top of him. Just putting pressure from underneath. He took a lot of damage. Got a lot more people involved in this fight now. Trying to knock him down. He fell to his death. Unfortunately, I did not get kill credit. Now right here, what I do to get down is I put floors and then a ramp. I mean walls, ramp. That way I can get low very fast. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not too high off the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these. Pop the slurp. I usually do pop the slurp for 50 shields, by the way. Just because I think like late game especially, and with how much damage you can get melted with SMGs nowadays, I think using it is still worth it. In the past, I might hold on to it, but not anymore. So I'm holding this angle right here. I see this guy over there. He's behind the wall. He might have a sniper. Either ways, I'm gonna put some pressure on him, see what his reaction is. He's starting to move up. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to this guy. He's staying low ground. He's in a box right now. It's an open box. Took a shot at me. Staying above. I'm listening to the footsteps. The sound of the footsteps. I can hear if he's on a floor that he built or if he's on the grass. He placed a trap down. I respect it. I respect the trap. I'm gonna go ahead and be cautious a little bit. All right, going over the top. So this guy's like built like a little rat cage. There's another person involved now in the fight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna connect back over here because this guy seems to be building up. Seems like he's trying to take high ground. He's on top of me. I gotta be careful here. I have 300 materials left. He seems to be obsessed with the high ground, which, you know, that good players tend to do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and give up the high ground. I fought for it for a little bit. I tried to box trap him a couple times, but it's absolutely not worth going for these fights when there's other people involved, like the guy that was down there. It's not worth going for these fights. It's too risky. It's always better to disengage instead of risking falling for your death. I'm gonna keep low ground here for a little bit. You see, I countered the clingers by moving away. I'm low on mats, so I gotta play very aggressive on this next encounter, or else I might end up dying. I gotta be careful, there's a trap behind me. There we go. So we encountered a very good player right there. And we used a lot of materials on one good player. And that's what happens when you go against good players. You're going to use a lot of mats. So that's why I said like 1,000 wood, 200 brick. That's not really a whole lot. Like, it's a respectable amount. You can make it work, but it's not a whole lot. We had to keep our cool there in that situation. He had the high ground a couple times. We gave up high ground because we didn't want to use up all our materials trying to fight for high ground. And then we ended up playing the low ground game. All right. This guy, he was hiding. He opened up. As soon as he opened up, I went on top of him. He had a rocket. And unfortunately, he shot his rocket way too close to me. I'm going to go ahead and keep his rocket. Misfire right there. There is a rift that I will take. There's 2 opponents left. Somebody just took a rift, so we got to watch out. They might be dropping down on me, and like I assumed they are. Trying to take some shots. It's a little awkward to shoot all the way up top like that because your crosshair sometimes doesn't even allow you to shoot that high. You can try by looking all the way up and moving your crosshair around. It's a little weird. It's like a dead zone. Oh, this guy's dropping down over here. I got a quick headshot on him. Followed by a nice prediction on that rocket. All right, so there's 1 guy left. Let's go ahead and take this rift. Because there's 2 rifts. I can take one and scout the area to see where he potentially is. I see a weird 1x1 formation over there. Then I can drop back down. Oh, actually, I think there was only 1 rift. Yeah, that was my mistake. I thought there was 2. Or maybe there was 2, but I just missed it. Either ways, that's fine. I'm gonna get to the center right here. Have a lot of mats now. Go ahead and build a 1x1. I want to check if I have any bouncers. I do. Okay. The reason why I want to check if I have bouncers is I could build this 1x1 really high. And if this guy throws C4 at me, I can use my bouncer before I go all the way down. So yeah, he is actually over there. He's sitting over there. The storm is behind me. The circle is behind me. So he has to push into me. And assuming, you know, if he has a launch pad, he can push into me. But if he has a launch pad, either ways, he's going to be up in the air for a while. And if my accuracy is good enough, I can probably hit him a few times, maybe even kill him when he launch pads out. If that's not the case, he has to drop all the way down and start moving towards me. I'm just going to hold this angle until he moves. And I don't got to worry about people sniping from behind because it's the last guy. All right. Let's see. Just got to wait and see what his move is. He's in a tough spot right now. I kind of wish I was in his position so I can show you guys what to do if you're in his position. Because I don't know. I feel like this guy might not know what to do. By the way, he might be, yeah, it looks like he's trying to go for the... Looks like he's trying to go for the long range knockdown on my structure. Which is cool, I guess, but when he shoots my structure, I just shoot him. And I just gotta hear the sounds. If I hear the sounds of my metal breaking, then I'll know. I'll know to use my bounce pad. I think he's lost the fight. I think he overcommitted to this whole knockdown situation. He's running up the side right now. Now I gotta move too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like an angled jump. where I end up landing in front of him like this and finish him off. All right, guys. Educational commentary, season 5 stuff. We covered a lot of cool stuff. Look, he didn't even get close to knocking me down. We went over clingers. We went over late game positioning. We went over what to do when fighting a good player and they take the high ground. Fighting for high ground is cool, but that's not the meta anymore. Preserving your mats is the meta. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, excuse me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. If you're watching this on Twitch, follow the stream. You can actually subscribe for free if you have Amazon linked to your Twitch Prime account. Once you have it linked, all you have to do is click the subscribe button on the top right there and redeem your free Twitch Prime sub. My name is Cypher, and I'll see you guys next time.